This is Garrett Fry, the shipyard sequence lead for 3D digital map painting, and we're taking a look at shot 0008. So let's go ahead and play that. So for this shot, we have a lot of really interesting things going on down here at the bottom. So we're going to want to make sure that we keep all that. But the direction that we've been given is that this needs to feel like a canyon of shipping containers. So you're going to need to extend back these shipping containers so that we're feeling it here. So keep all of this stuff. It's really fantastic to have that movement down there, but to extend the plate here in a way that's really interesting. The sun is coming in from this direction. So you're going to have a lot of opportunity. We just kind of see these as glancing angles, these little bits of light. But like on this, you'll have the opportunity of putting some really nice light on these shipping containers. So make sure you have a really good layout for this, and you're doing it in a way that that is very interesting. So there's a lot that can be done with these. And you can actually make these very boring as well. If it's just one row and it's just a solid wall of shipping containers, that's really quite boring. But if you have this where the line of the shipping containers goes in and out, and you have some shipping containers that stick out farther than others, and you stair step the shipping containers, then that can be a really interesting thing. You'll just want to make sure that you're following the correct shadow shapes on here so that it all feels like that. So something also you might want to do is like leave a little hole for the light to come through, because you see back here how far the shadows go for how tall these shipping containers are. So either you can make this one shorter, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe you make this 3 high right here, and so you can see more of the light coming through on this side, just because this light is great. Also, little streaks of light. So you see right here, there's a kind of a streak of light coming through, and that's because there's a space between the row of shipping containers. So you could do that as well. You can have little strips of light going through here, which would also be interesting. I wouldn't recommend getting rid of all of the shadow completely, because then it becomes a bit boring. But I would keep that light and try to play with that light so that it makes it for a really interesting composition. Before you jump into these shots, it's a good idea to familiarize yourself with the resources you have available to you. Decide if you're going to use an environment TD, a matte painting, or a matte painting generalist approach. There are 3 sets of shipping container photos and a bunch of images for texturing. Also, make sure you take advantage of the high-resolution shipping container assets with 3 different level of detail models.